Y'all hear me talk about contrast all the time. It's contrast, it's contrast, it's contrast. I hear a lot of people in the world saying they're alone and they feel alone and they, you know what I'm saying, they don't feel like they fit in. I hear it all over the place. You don't match to your family. They not getting you. You was the black sheep. You was not the black sheep. That is not even a real concept. That's the false concept of society to make you feel indifferent or separate. If anybody's seen the post I put up by Go Black to Africa a couple days ago or whatever, it was a dude in one of the videos talking about how they know that they go around, and they promote this division within family despite characteristics, and they put titles on these things to break the connection that people have with their families down and cultures and all that down. We know this is a fact. So for us to keep running the stuff to somebody who put this in a conjunction to keep us desolate is not even a forte. Why would I keep running back to that same information that they put out to give me to stay separate from this situation? The reason why I'm talking to you guys, because y'all know what the feeling is, and you still thinking that this feeling was something apartheid to a circumstance. Like, instead of taking on the role of that feeling of what it really did, even though we feel like it's a blame towards a circumstance, look at it like this. Nothing happens that's not supposed to happen. And the reason why your thoughts are the way they are, opposed to what actually take place, the reason why your thoughts are different from the norm that you're around, is because you're a leader. And what you're going to lead is you're going to lead your people back to what they left and what they lost. These are the things that you're feeling. This is that real feeling. It's still, you know what? The elders that was around our great-grand, like, I'm 43. My great-grandparents, not my grandparents, them too, but the great-grands. I always heard stories about my great-grandfather. I never met him, but I met his wife, you know what I'm saying, my great-grandmother. And my great-grandfather, Arthur Mitchell Sr., he was short, dark-skinned. You know what I'm saying? They say my family was from the island St. Kitts. He owned his own fishing company, a fishing boat, back in the 20s and the 30s and all that. And he was a real good man. He would give, you know what I'm saying? He was quiet. And he had friends. He didn't hang out with people. He worked. He loved his family. He loved my great-grandmother. He would give you if you was good with him. You know what I'm saying? So this dude across the street, I think he lived on he said living on the 6th floor, something like that, 6th or 7th floor in an apartment across the street. So my grandfather gave him my great-grandfather gave him a refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? Refrigerator, like one of them ice boxes they had back in the day. You remember the old school ice boxes, you know what I'm saying? The big solid steel joints. So he gave it to him for whatever reason, you know how the story goes. And then the way I heard it was, he was trying to hit on my grandmother. He was trying to holler at her like she was going in the building. She was going back because we had a brownstone, you know what I'm saying? It was like from the basement to the 3rd floor, and like my whole family stayed in it, you know what I mean? From my great-grandparents down to me, you know what I mean? Or my lineage of children. We all stayed in this house. So like my grandfather caught wind of the dude that he just looked out for, trying to holler at his wife, you know what I'm saying? So he's short, stocky, so he walked over to the dude's house, picked the refrigerator up, and took it out the house. But he did it aggressively. Like, they was like, oh, like the way he came, and like he was about to hurt something. But he just grabbed his refrigerator, ripped it out the wall, and towed it down. You know what I'm saying? There's other parts of that story that get a little deep, because he was a Mason too. You know what I'm saying? But the things he did, you know what I'm saying, it's in the newspaper. You know what I mean? He was a different type dude. But the energy that they cultivated was a level of seriousness, you know what I'm saying, and respect. And if you cross those lines, you might get hurt or murdered. And that was just a fact. You know what I mean? It ain't even like a mystery. It wasn't like you gonna get murdered, you know what I'm saying, or hurt real bad. You know what I mean? Like, so, and my grandmother was like that. My grandmother, his daughter, Laura ain't played no games. Call her Tiny, and like so many blocks in Harlem ain't want no smoke with her. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew what she was about. So these energies that we used to be, they're not relevant today. That respect and that true power of knowing that you Indian or you indigenous or whatever the terms they want to create, and instead of letting somebody cultivate you into something else, putting iniquities in your life, changing your parents' mentality through DNA pressures of their ancestors, and they coming out being something else, and then subsequently you got all this energy inside of you, and you don't know what it is. You can't describe it. You can't explain it. You don't know what it is. It's just making you feel like, you know what y'all doing is wrong, and I don't like it, and I ain't doing it. Ain't nobody gonna make me do it. You one of them? You part of my lineage. You know what I'm saying? You rock with my wavelength if you one of them. And we ain't nothing but the leaders. Whether we lead our people back to where we came from or we lead a whole new set of people where they need to understand, because lack thereof or what their parents don't want to get them is still here. And divine always, every time destruction comes to the earth, every time it pushes everything together. It consolidates it all. Boom. Now you can't live with each other. Now you die together. How about that? Start over. You know what I mean? Big facts. It goes over a lot of people's heads. You know what I mean? So don't be feeling indifferent out here. Don't be feeling like you by yourself. You by yourself for a reason, because you a leader. Take notes. Write that down. Save all that information that you think and you know. And don't give no emotional value to the people who not feeling you like that. They're not feeling you. They're not giving you the support. That's cool. That's cool, because your backup generator ain't nothing to play with. Ain't nothing to play with. Matter of fact, y'all get a chance, scroll through my list, right? I did like a small bio of myself, like bio movie of myself, like some of the things I accomplished in the past. And you gotta find it though. It's like it's the longest video I got in the whole joint, but it ain't too far. I might go get it and put the link in the description if y'all want to check it out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like me trying to make a little bio of myself. But in this little movie, it's a song that I created, you know what I'm saying, called Universal Superhero. You got to go through it. When you get to it, the screen got like an inverted picture of me. Like it's like inverted. You see it's like blue looking, you know what I'm saying? Like it look like I'm blue, but because the picture is inverted color. But go listen to that. You know what I'm saying? That's like I was writing lyrics that people mentally would never be on like years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Universal Superhero, like, you know what I mean? Just go check out that track and you'll vibe and understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll vibe me. There's a part now, it's like, the God that sent me, nigga, about to tell this, it's your part. I don't care about what you're going through. I'm killing them 10 to 2. I was first, second, and third before you know how to choose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, I got goosebumps just now. Woo! The bar is always fire. But go check that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this right here give you a point to what I'm saying, because that's who we are at the end of the day. We can't connect to anything else, because everything else doing the same thing, and we not the same thing. You already know the vibes. NAGA, love.